Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Combine, Episode 5. Today we're going to be talking NBA preview. Season starts in about a week, and then we're going to go about Soundcloud Rap 2016-2018, my personal favorite. We're going to be joined by Jack Hansel and Andrew Montana for NBA, and then Jeffrey Laux and Isaiah Delgado for Soundcloud Rap. Combine starts now.
Things gon' change when I really hit the field. Undefeated champs, man, you know what's the deal. Tryna find a kid, I'm in the field doing drills. Boy, you just a sucker, you ain't never keep it real. 3 rings in my hand, I'm a warrior to the max. When I hang it up, they gon' have to give me plaques. Step up in the building and I only bring the facts. When I make a highlight, they gon' replay, run it back, okay? Always locked in, now I don't got time to lax. Saying he the best, he could take a lap. Batted 1,000 when you check the stats. Boy, is you ready? You ain't gotta ask.
Hello, welcome back. So we are going to be talking NBA with Andrew and Jack. Debut of being on any Hitting the Field show. So how's it feeling? You nervous? You excited?
Oh, I'm pumped. I mean, the Vikings are 4-1. Timberwolves haven't lost a preseason game, and Gobert looks fantastic in his one game that he played. So all is well.
He knows what's up.
I mean, LeBron's still wearing purple and gold. That's all I'm happy about. So that's all you really need, bro. I mean, we beat the Warriors yesterday by 3, but it's preseason.
Yeah, it's preseason doesn't count unless you're the Timberwolves or unless you're my team. Anyways, so the NBA season tips off, if you want to go with the stupid pun, tips off in about a week. So, of course, we have to give horrible predictions, probably not going to happen, of awards and what we thinking. So we're going to start with Rookie of the Year. I got to go Keegan Murray for the Sacramento Kings, 4th overall pick out of Iowa. I at first was not happy with the pick, so I'm a Timberwolves fan. You see the jersey. I do like the Kings. They're my second team. I know I hate myself. I hate basketball. It's not fun for me. But I did kind of want Jaden Ivey, but then after the first day where I really looked into it and I kind of stopped chimp braining about Ivy dunk and looked into Keegan Murray, I kind of got excited for it. So do you guys have any opinion on the Kings draft pick?
Do you think Keegan Murray gets lost in the shuffle when it could? Because you do have De'Aaron Fox, you still have Harrison Barnes, you have Sabonis. There's a lot of shooters on that team. Do you think he gets lost in the shuffle for the Rookie of the Year?
No, I think that he'll be the third option. I think that Harrison Barnes is gonna get traded to a contender because he has, I want to say, a buyout after this year or it's something like that, expiring. I think he gets traded. I think Keegan Murray fits in the 4 perfectly because they're gonna run Sabonis at the 5. They're not gonna run him the same way he did in Indiana with him running the 4 and Miles running the 5. That didn't work. He's not gonna want that. I think that being the third option on a team that is a play-in caliber team gets you Rookie of the Year. If you look at Scotty Barnes, look at LaMelo, and Ja, when they were all Rookie of the Year on teams that really they didn't make much noise. I know Ja lost in the play-ins. Scotty Barnes was Raptors 5 or 6 seed, but they lost in the first round.
Last season?
Yeah.
Yeah, like 4 or 5.
Yeah, they lost to the Sixers, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then who's
Fifth seed.
the other one I said? Oh, LaMelo. Yeah, they got cooked. They lost by like 60 in the play-ins. I think that it's enough. I think being the third option is enough when you are going from the 4th overall pick. Keep on, it is the Kings. So the Kings winning 40 games is going to get Coach of the Year, Executive of the Year, everything like that. So I think it happens.
Yeah. Pretty bold for the Kings to win 40 games. I don't know about that one, but LaMelo winning Rookie of the Year was absolutely absurd. Should have been Anthony Edwards by like a mile, but whatever, I guess.
I don't know about that, my boy. I understand. I understand that's your team and all, but LaMelo took the Hornets under.
LaMelo missed like 25 games. He didn't even play.
Yeah, but when he did, Charlotte succeeded. Everything. He was a playmaker. He was a scorer. He could even rebound as a point guard. He took over for the Hornets. He was their main guy. He was their number 1 option.
I don't know if he's there. He was probably their 2A, 2B. I mean, he was splitting between him, Terry Rozier. I'm not saying Rozier's better, but I'm saying he was another mouth to feed on that offense. Mm-hmm. Who was there? Bridges, Miles Bridges, Gordon Hayward. He was
Miles Bridges, but that's like a 1-2 punch with LaMelo.
Okay, but like LaMelo was what? The third option on a team that overperformed expectations, made the play-ins?
Third option in terms, I wouldn't even say third, maybe second after Bridges as a rookie.
Okay, but Bridges...
At the same time, he is the playmaker. He's the one distributing, controlling everything going on the court.
He's the point guard. I hope he is.
Exactly, yeah. That's why I think he won Rookie of the Year over Edwards.
He still missed 25 games. Like, I don't know if that's telling you.
Right.
If he played a full season, sure, but I mean, he missed a lot of games. There's no way you should give a guy Rookie of the Year when Edwards played 82 that year, so. That's all it is.
Some nice advanced stats for the nerds out there, if you're into any of that type of stuff. For Keegan Murray, he had the second highest PER of NCAA history last year, 37.5, behind only Zion. He had the fourth highest win shares per 40 minutes played. Like I said, if you're a nerd, you know what that means. If you don't, he does not have that dog in him, but he's good. He's a very boring player to watch, which fits Iowa, a very boring state and a very boring college. But he led all Power 5 in points per game, averaged 8 rebounds. He was solid. So Andrew is going for the three-peat. He got MVP, and he is picking Nikola Jokic.
That was
sorry,
me.
Jack, my bad. I misread it. Okay, so Jack, yeah.
Three-peat's crazy.
Well, yeah, three-peat is ridiculous. He'd be the fourth player ever behind Wilt, Larry, and Bill Russell.
So here's the thing. The voters did this to themselves last year. If the voters have any integrity with how they vote, it has to be Nikola Jokic. Listen, they were a 6 seed last year, winning 48 games, barely missing the play-in. You know, the 6. But he was advanced at Darling. They won 48 games. They got Jamal Murray back. They got MPJ back. They brought in Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Ish Smith. Bruce Brown.
What year is it?
He's a good defender still. Playmaker as well. Bruce Brown, who I really like, is a deep cut signing as well. This team is better defensively. They're going to be better offensively. And Jokic is still going to put up his little advanced stats that people love. And there's no way with him winning more games and him putting up the same stats that he's not the MVP.
It's just, here's the thing though. If he is supposedly like your MVP candidate, he does have to put up individual stats, which will be taken away by the players you just said, like in acquisition, or that Denver acquired, in addition to Jamal Murray and MPJ coming back from their injuries.
They can bring in whoever they want. They still run the offense through Jokic. He's going to put up the same numbers.
Oh yeah, sure.
He's going to get his rebounds. He's going to get his efficiency.
If you have Jamal Murray coming back, you by nature, like you just said, you're the point guard. You have to run the offense. Jamal Murray is going to need some of those stats back. Especially the last time we saw him like legitimately play, like you remember Bubble Murray. He was going crazy, out of his mind. He's gonna at least want to come back in a similar version of that.
I mean, that's great and all, but the Nuggets play like the Warriors in the sense that Jokic is the primary distributor. They run a lot on the elbows for Jamal Murray and for MPJ when he actually plays. But same with he's gonna have the same usage rate, same numbers. It's gonna be close to impossible for someone to convince me the voters will not vote for Jokic.
You don't think voter fatigue plays a factor? Because I think last year or 2 years ago, I think Giannis deserves MVP simply because he is a top 3 defender in the league.
You're saying like when Jokic won his first?
Yeah, okay. I'm saying Giannis deserves it because he's a top 3 defender and he's a top 3 offensive player. I think
that season. I think Jokic dropped like one of the highest PERs of all time.
Here we go.
I mean, like I get it, like advanced, but like I know. I just kind of just said Keegan Murray deserves it because of all that. But like, I think that if you're a top 3 defender and a top 3 offensive player, I think you get it. And the fact that Jokic got it, I think that's voter fatigue. And I don't see Jokic not. And I don't see Jokic hitting the third time. That's that's almost unprecedented.
And here's the thing: you don't have to convince me that Jokic does not deserve an MVP. I don't think he should have won any of his MVPs, to be honest. So,
Whoa.
I don't. Listen, like last year, who did they beat out in the standings that they were not supposed to beat out? Maybe the Lakers. Maybe. But then ever since, the Lakers were terrible last year. They couldn't even beat out the Jazz, and the Jazz were so good that they got rid of everyone this year. So, I mean, like, the Nuggets they didn't win games. They won 48 games, barely, like I said, missed the play-in. And Jokic just an advanced stat darling. That's all it is. And he's going to win more games, going to have the advanced stats. I just don't understand how you don't give it to him if they have any integrity behind their vote.
So let me get it right this time. Andrew has Jalen Brunson winning Most Improved. This is the Jalen Brunson fan segment. We're talking about him a lot today for some reason. Andrew, why?
Here's my thing. First off, I'm not a Jalen Brunson fan, like, by any means. I hate the Knicks. I hate everything. Like, Trae Young's my guy, bro. But Jalen Brunson, he's coming off a huge season in Dallas. Performed great in the playoffs alongside Luka. And with him just now getting the bag, there's some incentives in mind. But at the same time, you're going to a new slate team in New York. Not much to lose. They didn't particularly play any sort of memorable game. And, I mean, if you're playing in the Garden, you're going to want to impress everyone in New York. Put up your shots, chuck up whatever you want. You really have nothing to lose if you're a Knick, like, this season particularly. So I think for that reason, Jalen Brunson's got, like, the whole team ahead of him. Like, he can just do whatever he wants in New York. And I think if he pulls through the way he did for Dallas or even a little bit less, I don't see why not. He'll get his stats.
To build on Jalen Brunson, so I did have them. We're doing one same. You can do same face, new plays, old face, new plays, whatever cliche you want to use. Where we each highlight an offseason move. I picked Jalen Brunson to the Knicks. I think that's a fantastic signing. I have the Knicks making the playoffs. I have the Knicks making the play-in playoff. I think that
I'm
Jalen.
not upset with play-in.
I think that.
That's not bad.
I think that you're a Lakers fan. You can't be upset with that. I think that Jalen Brunson, what he does
Zero
is,
rings.
I think that what Jalen Brunson does is he takes the ball out of Julius Randle's hand, which is all you need. Because last time they had a point guard was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, where Julius Randle was a first or second team All-Pro. They made the playoffs. Yeah, they lost in the first round, but they made the playoffs. He is the 15th highest ranked point guard, or highest paid point guard by year. I know a lot of people want to talk about the bag that they spent on him, but yet Anthony Simons getting the same deal pretty much is like, oh, so good. Jalen Brunson's worth that contract. I think he brings that team from the gutter to the first floor.
So here's my thing with Jaden Brunson. It's one thing if you re-sign someone for $27 million, but then when you bring in a guy like Jaden Brunson who had a lot of success during the Mavericks when they had ball handlers like Luka and Spencer Dinwiddie for last year, you bring him to New York where he's going to be by far the primary ball handler. Julius Randle takes up a little bit. No one really wants Julius Randle to take up the ball anymore. How does he fare when he is taking pretty much the whole workload? And I just don't see how that works out for him.
I don't think he's taking the
well.
whole workload. Maybe just like in terms of distributing, yeah.
Primary ball handler.
Exactly.
Randle
yeah.
can handle the ball, just not.
Yeah, and you still have RJ Barrett.
Yeah,
He's
RJ.
gonna
I mean,
do the
he needs
same.
to step up. I mean, it just makes IQ and D Rose be their bench piece, which is fine. Like it adds depth. So now I'm getting it right. Andrew, for his offseason pick, Malcolm Brogdon getting traded to the Celtics for Tice Naismith filler and a first-round pick.
Yeah, so as you can see on my chest, I'm repping the Lakers. I hate Boston. I hate the Celtics, everything about that franchise. And I also hate Brogdon. He embarrassed LeBron and Kyrie way back when in his rookie season. But I do respect him as a player. He puts up great numbers. He's pretty efficient too. From what I saw in the playoffs for Boston against Golden State, they were missing a little bit of defense, some playmaking, all that. I think bringing in someone like Brogdon is a perfect, addition to a team like the Celtics. Whether or not they play him as a starter or as a bench player, up to the coach, whoever that's going to be. But I mean, Celtics look lethal this year. Again, I'm speaking wholeheartedly and admitting to objective facts here. Celtics are a contender once again. I mean, you take a team that just went 6 games into the finals against Steph Curry and the Warriors. You add someone like Brogdon who can score, he can
defend, he can facilitate.
He's
an all-around player.
He's an all-around player, exactly, and he's efficient. There's no reason why the Celtics shouldn't get better. I hate it, but I mean, again, that's the objective truth.
So Brogdon, he's one of the only players I've seen, and maybe it's because no one watches Pacers games, but he gets a reputation that he got on the Bucks when he went 50, 40, 90. The guy, he's a little streaky from 3. He, depending on the season, it might be up and down with him. He also is not that good of a defender anymore. If you look at his defensive win shares, everything, he's not that good of a defender anymore. Call it what you want.
He's not as good as he was before, but that doesn't mean he's not good. He's averaging like a steal and half a block. That's not bad for someone getting
I mean, Allen Iverson led the league in
minutes.
steals. He doesn't play defense either. So he gets a reputation of that 54-90 guy. He's not quite that guy anymore. I'm interested to see what happens because he's not going to be on the ball as much anymore with Indiana, but overrated trade in my opinion.
So now is the moment every single member of this studio group has been dreading. So there are 2 Timberwolves fans at this desk. There are 3 or 4 total. Jack decided to make his pick Rudy Gobert to the Timberwolves. I am elated. I've never thought I'd be able to talk about this team ever. Let's have some fun. Andrew, you can just be quiet for this.
Yeah, I'm gonna just walk away.
All right, Jack, you got 2 minutes.
All right, cool. So I'm talking about the best player available going to the most improved team in the league. Rudy Gobert, the Timberwolves, the only weakness they had last year was rebounding and defense. What do? They get the best rebounder and the best paint defender in the league. And then people said they lost a lot of depth, losing Jared Vanderbilt, Malik Beasley, and Patrick Beverley. They got Kyle Anderson, Austin Rivers. CJ Ellaby, call what you want. He started 28 games for a team last year. He got a start. He's like a 15th man. And then we got Eric Pascal, too, who's a 40% three-point shooter. This team got deeper as well. This is going to be an elite team. Western Conference Finals team, write that down. I promise you that.
Okay, let me get my
team
pen
will
real
go to
quick.
Western Conference Finals.
No, I'm a big Timberwolves fan, obviously.
Put this on great
I am
takes.
wearing an old jersey.
this on
We are
bad takes, my boy.
not making the Western Conference Finals. I think if you're expecting that, you're not a Minnesota Timberwolves fan.
Top 3 seed in Western
I'm
Conference
fine
Finals.
with being a 4 seed. I think that is incredible. I think I'd cry. I know I would cry. I know I would. But if we make the Western Conference Finals, I don't know what I'd do with myself. I just
don't know the
fathom-
weakness.
I just can't fathom it happening.
I don't know the weakness.
It depends how Cat plays at the 4.
Cal will be fine at 4.
I think he'd be fine, but
He's been guarded by 4 his whole career. He'd be fine.
that's fair. He gets shut down by 4s like in the play-in. No, he got clamped by Batum
he can
and
get shut down, like,
Covington.
kinda
Dude, I mean, he has
That's how they defend him.
He has these meltdown games, but then the Grizzlies went small when they against
Yeah,
and he went
'cause
off.
they couldn't. He
Went off. He has these meltdown games.
went
He's
off
fine
for-
overall. He's gonna be good
No,
overall.
I love Cat.
Wait till Cat throws a hissy fit and Rudy Gobert spreads a new disease in Minnesota. Like
Last
that's
year-
Let it
the
happen.
downfall.
Last year was a learning year.
COVID-22. So that's all the time that we have for NBA. Coming up next, Jeff and Isaiah are going to be talking SoundCloud rap. I'm excited. Thank you, Andrew and Jack, for being here, talking NBA, making your debut. Right after the break.
HCF Hot Takes. I'm Johnny Jackson. We've got Emily Aaron to my right and Maluka Costa to my left.
Hello and welcome to our segment of Hot Ones. I'm here with Noah Kemper and Grant
Wheeler.
Yep, I knew that. Grant Wheeler.
Listen, I'm a Bulls fan, but I just can't ever argue against LeBron. I watched him my whole life.
I've been going back and forth with this debate for a long time. It's got to be Michael Jordan.
Whatever she wanted. I would wake up in a maid costume for Doja Cat.
Brutal.
Jeffrey Laux, no question.
Richie, I would give it to Richie.
It is not Richie. It is not Richie.
No, it's Jeff.
Richie's pronouns are he, they, because he cannot be him.
What?
Oh, wait a second.
I'm gonna have to also agree and say Jeff. He always is spiffy.
It might be Cameron. Cameron's had some good fits.
Out of the women, Norelli always dresses really, really cute.
Brother. That went so awful.
It's basketball.
College football, I think, is the best sport to watch.
If you don't like soccer, it's because you suck at it.
I think college football is the best.
Thanks for watching.
Hello, welcome back. Jeff, Isaiah, introduce yourself. Jeff's first time on the Combine. Isaiah's a regular, I guess.
Well, I feel blessed.
I guess I have to have him every week. I don't know.
It's kind of.
No, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be here with the young prodigy himself.
Oh, I thought we were going for fist bump.
Oh, sorry. No, I won't leave you hanging. And then Cameron, I appreciate what you're doing with the show, man. I'm excited to have me on.
As soon as I said we were talking about SoundCloud rap, Jeff's ears perked. Jeff raised his hand and was like, me. And then Isaiah on the Zoom call because he was meeting Stephen A. Smith instead.
That was pretty cool.
So, Double XL Magazine, the same people who do the freshmen, they released their top 20 most influential SoundCloud rappers as of right now from the 2016-2018 era. I feel I kind of grew up on that. That was my entire high school. That all my memories were made all of my memories were made with that. I don't sitting in my friend's backyard or on a fire pit just listening to young bands and like anything like that. So we're gonna have this debate. So they got the top 4 right. I think we can all agree on that. Maybe the order. One is X.
Undoubtedly.
Agreed. I agree with
Top
that.
tier.
2 was Juice WRLD. I think
Undoubtedly.
that has to be.
You know how much music that man put into the world with only being 20 years old and leaving this world, bro? He put at least over 600 songs that were fully produced, fully marked, had great lyrics.
Almost all freestyles too.
He was legit. His freestyle, his real freestyles though, like every time he went on something, that was so much better than his actual music. Like as far as bar for bar, he sang too much for my liking personally. When he was like great lyrically, but he never like leaned into it.
But like but he has to be at 2 because like he was
talent-wise,
huge.
he was legit. He was legit. Okay, yeah.
Bro.
Anyways, 3. I have Uzi at 3. They have Cardi at 3. I'd imagine Jeff is. I think Jeff is agreeing with Cardi.
I'm not.
No,
I'm not agreeing with Cardi.
No? What do you have at 3?
On Impact, Cardi especially.
He's huge as a star.
Because I know so many of my friends that all they listen to is Lil Uzi Vert all day or Playboy Cardi all day. I'm like, do you listen to anything else? No, I have more on leak. I have more leaks. I have more unreleased music off of SoundCloud.
He needs better friends.
I'm like, brother. Number 3, Denzel Curry. You know why? Because that man can spit with the best of them. He is. The reason I see X and Juice over him is because X and Juice went to their own field of rap. I feel like Denzel, he's like taken the old form of rap and really brought it back with a new like fresh like beat. X was like rock / rap.
He did
Juice was, like,
everything.
X and Juice did pretty much everything. I can respect Denzel at 3, but like I don't agree with it because like of how big Uzi was. Like
massive,
Uzi was huge. Uzi, Love Is Rage 2 was essentially the SoundCloud version of Astroworld. It was everything, and Cardi, I kind of have to put Cardi there. Like I have to because like I don't like Whole Lotta Red. I think my favorite Cardi is Self-Titled. I do like Die Lit. Cardi has 3 of like probably the top 10 best songs of all time on SoundCloud with 4 Teaspoon with Young Bands. Fetty, you can't deny Fetty. No. And then Left, Right, or Canon with Uzi.
No.
Those 3, no. Well, sorry.
No. You can't argue with those. You can't argue.
Okay,
with
I thought you were.
I'm
Okay, good.
supporting
He's
you.
supporting me. No, those 3 are incredible. Like those, I have to put Cardi there because him and Uzi were a dynamic duo before Cardi went off the deep. Before Cardi attempted to cuff Iggy Azalea and then played PlayStation while she was giving birth to his son, supposedly. Supposedly. He was really enjoying whatever game he was playing.
Model Citizen.
Yeah.
Who was
Model
5?
Citizen?
Oh, 5 was 21 Savage, right?
21 Savage, yes, sir.
I don't associate him with SoundCloud. I get it. I understand, but I listen to him on streaming. I don't associate that with SoundCloud. I'm not arguing with that, but me personally, he was not in my top 10 when I made the list simply because I don't associate him with SoundCloud.
They're side by side, but like Kodak and 21, they're both like they remind me of the same thing, like because they both have different,
Kodak Black. I love Kodak Black.
I
have to say it.
Go ahead and say where you're from one more time.
I am, believe it or not, from South Florida.
Pompano?
No, not Pompano. Gabe is, but Gabe is probably in the studio right now. I am from South Florida, so my list of I did a top 10. We all did our own individual top 10s, and mine had Lil Pump at like 5. Mine had Ski at like 9. No, but like Lil Pump was like everything. Like
Lil Pump, when I hear SoundCloud, I
Lil
see
Pump
Lil
had a
Pump's
song with
trashy
Kanye
face
West.
music.
Lil Pump was on SNL. Like you can hate him all you want because you can easily hate him. He made some bad music. But I started listening to Lil Pump because it really, really angered my friend. He's like, that music's trash, turn it off. And I went full on, and I was like, you know what, Jovan, I'm sorry, bro, but I'm listening to this and Young Thug, and you can do anything about it. And I don't know if I just like Stockholm syndrome myself into liking it, but like he was huge.
But D-Rose, it just smacked in the whip, bro. If you have subwoofers in the whip,
always.
like
D-Rose broke my wrist,
bumping.
Elementary, Ignorant, Youngest Flexer, Boss. I was a big Lil Pump.
No lyrical content, but just
none at all.
straight
vibes.
bass.
Straight
so much
vibes.
bass and vape smoke, bro.
Oh my
like,
God.
That's all I see.
It was
But
people bringing the speakers and putting in their backpack and playing stuff in the hallway was incredible. That was like it was like Drake. If you're reading this, it's too late, and that people were doing that, and then like Lil Pump and Kodak and like some Denzel and like all that was when people were playing speakers on the bus, speakers in the hallway, like a Soccer Mom by Ski Mask was probably my most heard song accidentally because Eddie Jr., if somehow, some way this finds you, you would play that song and I loved it. But like SoundCloud was I'm very excited to talk about this. I loved that era.
who was excluded? That's the real question on our short time here. Like,
I believe Suicide Boys was excluded. I believe TK was excluded, but I understand why he doesn't have influence now. He's kind of facing life in jail. Triple homicide and breaking and entering.
He did not beat the race.
He attempted to beat the race, and the race caught up to him. 6ix9ine excluded,
Absolutely.
but I also don't associate. He's the same. I don't associate him with SoundCloud. He was YouTube. He was YouTube more than SoundCloud. That's why I understand why he wasn't on, because and what influence does he have? Like, let's be real here.
But you can't say, when you're saying all these people should be on there because they're like iconic.
Next person at Rats, that's the
He's
inspiration
a
right
rat.
there, baby.
Yo, dude.
Hey, when Gunna gets Young Thug out on Rico, 6ix9ine is officially gonna move up on that list.
Listen, all I gotta say is the most disrespected artist out of all, and that's maybe because he passed away recently, was because Lil Peep. Lil Peep, he didn't make the...
Lil Peep is my number 1. Lil Peep is my 5th most played artist of all time. It's 5th by minutes, 3rd by songs played. I almost got a Lil Peep tattoo when I was 18, 19. Lil Peep, I have multiple shirts. My favorite hoodie is Lil Peep. I'm a big Lil Peep fan. I'm a big Lil Sleep fan.
I respect that, bro, because like the thing about it, like him, X, Juice, a lot of those guys were pioneers of like different genres. Like the subgenre of hip hop changed when those guys came in.
For sure.
Like Lil Peep, he might not produce always the best music, but like if you listen through his actual discography, he actually like pours his emotions out to these tapes, and like there's a different story each one, and even his posthumous releases aren't as bad as like Pop Smoke, like some of these other artists where they had literally voice clippings left, and then, where their mom,
X's mom trashed his discography.
X and Pop Smoke just they handled it terribly. Juice WRLD is just kind of too soon to tell, but I'm not high on what I've seen so far.
He has 600 songs that are complete.
Yeah, no, it's
that
too
man,
much. It's too much. Same thing with Mac Miller. They have way too much stuff in the vault. Lil Peep's estate has been handling it perfectly. It's all his mom. I'm very happy as a Lil Peep fan because everything is leaks that I'm hearing. Old leaks, I'm getting the full version. Speaking of creating a subgenre, get Cam too, or get anything to see Isaiah's reaction. Rico Nasty.
Okay, he knows.
Helped bring a subgenre to hip hop. Isaiah's like, oh,
bad music's been around since before Rico Nasty.
Kind
so
of,
I don't know
kind
about
of
that.
yes and no. So Isaiah was like, oh, I feel like I've heard the name. Like, I gotta check him out.
This dude's
and
gotta be hard.
And then he's like, oh, Rico Nasty's a woman. First off,
that's not the issue.
Okay,
that is not the issue. That was
okay.
Not
First off, yeah, that is not the issue. The issue was not that she was a woman. The issue was that he literally did not know who it was, and he heard a woman's voice and was like, wait, I have no idea who this is.
Yeah, I was 100% like, oh, this guy, like Rico Nasty sounds hard. And then when I hit play, I was like, oh no, this is not a guy. I was like, okay, yeah, I don't know who Rico Nasty is. I'm
Glorilla is the better Rico Nasty. I don't know if y'all heard Young Gotti's artist, Glorilla.
Okay.
That artist is hard, man.
Okay.
I've not.
But women on SoundCloud, like they're definitely slept on too, man.
Yeah.
Like you said, Rico, man. Like she was on the XXL list.
Yeah,
she was in a lot of things.
Time to.
The SoundCloud era was not good to women. Let's just be real. Like I'm wearing X, but I know he was a trash person. Like I'm just be honest.
No, yeah.
Everybody that like the biggest people, Peep, X, Juice, all these people were huge. They're all also dead. Vaughn also gone. Like I'm just gonna be real. It was banger music. They were not great people, most of them. But yeah.
I'm going to expose myself here. So I listen to 100 Gex. I really like 100 Gex. Hyperpop, yeah, Jeff, I see that. Do you know 100 Gex, Isaiah?
Not really.
Okay, well, when this is over, I want you to listen to it, and you're going to be like, Cameron, what is this? Because it's valid. So Rico Nasty kind of merged the gap, but I hear them laughing in the mic out in the back right there. So Rico Nasty kind of merged the gap between hyperpop like Charlie XCX and then a little bit of rap. Yes. Oh, Isaiah's eyebrow just fluttered up and down, or he had a twitch.
As soon as Charlie XCX got mentioned, I was like, wait a second.
No, because like it was like Charlie XCX, Sophie, and then Rico Nasty kind of brought that into rap. I don't think there's a Big Fish theory by Vince Staples without Rico Nasty helping bridge that gap. I mean, obviously, I'm not expecting Rico Nasty to get her flowers. I'm not. She did release an album recently. I didn't listen. She released an album in 2020. I liked a few of the songs on there. Yeah, I'm just on a Rico Nasty tangent for literally no reason. Yeah. So Isaiah, you had Jeff.
I just want to say somebody else that doesn't get enough credit. Trippie Redd. That
Thank you.
Oh yeah, that was an Isaiah's top.
Spit.
Life's a trip. There is not a single skip. I might have just ended it and drowned myself while I was dishwashing in high school if I didn't have Life's a Trip playing in my earbuds. He saved my life. Not because not really, but like that job was terrible, and without Trippie Redd, like it would have been a lot worse.
I will give him credit because I don't like a lot of Trippie Redd after Love Letter U1 or Love Letter U2.
2018
I think that,
is where it stopped.
Yeah, like Today was probably his last good song off with Uno, the activist, who is somewhere right now. I don't know where Uno the activist is right now, but I don't know where he is right now. But last night when I was doing these lower thirds, when I was doing stuff, Polls 1469 came on, and oh my God, it was incredible. It was 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, it was incredible. Anyways, last thoughts, and then we have to wrap it up, sadly.
So I'm just gonna say my last thoughts. X forever the GOAT of SoundCloud.
For sure.
Juice WRLD second in
it
hand because Juice, if you actually look at how many leaks that man has, he has leaks beyond his years.
He has a lot.
Suicide Boys slept on.
Agreed.
Keep on sleeping.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to say. YBN Corday at the time.
YBN Namir's better.
YBN, okay, he's not, but
not
he
better, but YBN Namir was bigger back in that day.
I'm not getting into this right now. We're saying final thoughts.
No.
Rest in peace, X, the Pac of his time. That's all I was trying to get off from Corday. So just continue.
Okay.
God.
That is all. Thank you guys for watching. I really enjoyed this segment. In case you couldn't tell, I was giddy. Next week, I don't know what we're talking. Probably NFL. So thank you for watching. Thank you for everybody who guessed it, came on. See you next week.
Things gon' change when I really hit the field. Undefeated champs, man, you know what's the deal. Tryna find a kid, I'm in the field doing drills. Boy, you just a sucker, you ain't never keep it real. 3 rings in my hand, I'm a warrior to the max. When I hang it up, they gon' have to give me plaques. Step up in the building and I only bring the facts. When I make a highlight, they gon' run it back, okay? Always locked in, I don't got time to lax. Saying he the best, he could take a lap. Batted 1,000 when you check the stats.